welcome. This is Ruth and today I have another video for Tonic Studios, and this is one of their birthday launches. I have some other videos of their birthday launches as well, so if you want to keep up to date with all of those and you haven't already subscribed, please remember to do that and hit the notification bell, and then you'll see them as they come up, because these are some really exciting die sets. So today we've got the memory book die, and this one is called Memories to Cherish. And this one has 42 different dies. It's spread over these two die sets, so there are 42 in total, and you can make 5 different sizes of memory book from this, including the biggest one that Tonic has ever made. So there's the biggest size there, and that is a very large memory book. I'm going to go through this, show you some of the dies very briefly, because I know you just want to get stuck in and have a good play with this and see what we can do. So very quickly I'll show you. This is the outside edge die here. This would be the largest one. I actually should just measure that because I've been looking at it, I've been working with it, but I haven't actually measured it yet. So anyhow, from this outside edge here right across, we've got sorry, I'll measure it from the inside part right across to the edge. We have 25.5 centimeters. So that's from this point to this point is 25 centimeters, and then the cutting edges on the outside of this one are just slightly under 17.5, so it's 17.4 centimeters, and that is a very large book. So you can use that to make the cover, and as you can see, there's no cutting edge on the end here. That just cuts out on your page, and then you can trim that. Here's one I've done earlier. So I've set this on the page, I have die cut it, and then this is how it's left in your page itself. So what you can do then is just mark this out as far as you want it to go and trim it off, and then you can create your spine from that. So that's that. Got lots of layering pieces here and all different ones, so there are different pages here. Now you can just cut those off on the inside, or you can extend them to make them pages as well. But this one also includes some beautiful sentiments. Now these ones are die cut, and we've got friends and family, memories to cherish, and on this day, and those are really lovely. I've cut those out in glitter card. There are also some debossed ones, so those look really good if you use them on pearlized or pearlescent or glitter, sorry not glitter, mirror card. They stand out really well. And this is probably the main feature of this book, which makes it different to the others. It includes this die, which you can use to make a beautiful waterfall card inside it, so you could add some photographs or whatever to your memory book and use them on a waterfall orientation. Then there are tags, and this of course is the spine here. So this is, you can see it here, this will fit perfectly just across here. Now you can extend it, that will give you enough room for 2 pages. I've gone ahead here and I've die cut one and I've glued it together already. And you could add your front and back on here, and then you'll add a page on either side here. And that may well be all you need in it. It's actually all I'm going to do in mine, because there's lots of scope in this big book for adding pockets and things into. But if you wanted to make that bigger, you could use this twice and just overlap that, glue them twice, and then you'll make the back cover twice the width of that and join the two together. So let's get started. I've gone ahead, as I showed you there, and I have cut out my front cover and the back, and then I have 4 more cut. So I've got the front and the back, and then I see I've only 3 here, but there's another one on the desk there somewhere, and that's for the pages. So that's 6 in total of these, and you can see that takes the full A4 size, so just make sure you've got plenty of card before you start. I've die cut that little spine there and folded it, so you can see the way it's folded here that there are 2 mountains in the centre and then this flat part here, and then these are the pieces that the page gets added onto either side of these. So what you want to do then is put glue down inside both of those channels and glue them together. You could use red liner tape, but I think the glue probably leaves it a bit stronger. So that will just take a moment or two to dry, and while that's working, while that's drying, I can do something else. I wanted to leave 3 centimeters on here to accommodate the folded up spine, which I have. I'll just show you here. I have lots of pegs on it just to hold that so that the glue dries. And also I should have said that I've used 300 GSM smooth card because this is a big book and you'll want it to be very sturdy. There will be different layers on it on top, you know, of decoration and things, but it really needs to be quite sturdy to start off with. So to get that 3 centimeters onto the end, what I did was ran my ruler from point to point across here, and then you can see that you've definitely got that in a straight line, and just mark 3 centimeters and cut that off right down to the bottom. I've done the same here, and then cut that off, and then I have scored right down, and that's right down here, and that then leaves a little back piece, and I'll do the back exactly the same as that and glue it over the top to make that even stronger. That will be double thickness, but I'll not do that just yet because I want to decorate this first. So on this sheet you'll find this large die. There's where the spine die came from. So just 2 dies in, and you'll find this one with a little pinhole and a little pattern on the outside of it, and I've taken that and cut my brick red layer out, and I'm going to glue that on there. Now you can see it sort of waves a little bit because it's been put through the die cutting machine and it's not too thick, so that will be absolutely fine once I put tape around that and glue it on. Then I have taken some of this Speciality paper. Now these are all noted down in the description below the video. You'll find all the everything that I've used will be there. I have taken the next die down to that, so this is this plain one here, and I have cut that out with that one. Now if you're using Speciality paper and you don't want to flatten it and sort of destroy the pattern on it, just set the die on top of it, cut around the outside, and don't cut the whole sheet, just make it slightly bigger than this and put it through the die cutting machine. And this is a really plain die, so you'll only need to run it through the machine one way and you don't need to bring it back the other way. Now that is my next layer, and that is going to go on there. Then I have taken some of this beautiful grey card here, Speciality paper again. I have also got a strip of the brick red, so I'll be gluing a strip of this brick red right across here, and that will measure the same size there. So that is 22 centimeters, I think. Just get it right. Yes, 22 centimeters by 7, and that's going to go across there. And this one then I have cut at just the width of the actual sheet itself, and I've done that by 6.5, and I'm just going to layer that on top of there. And then I have cut out the friends and family in the glitter card, and I've backed that onto the brick red, and that's going to go there, and that will just look beautiful when that gets together. But I wanted to keep it over to this side so that I could add some decoration on here. So I have taken this lovely die here, and I've cut that out in silver mirror card, and then I have taken this one, this tiny die here with the little heart that gets cut out from it, and I have glued that on top, and then I have put some ribbon in through the back, and that is this lovely Craft Perfect ribbon. It's Glacier Grey and it's 9mm, and that fits perfectly through there, and I want that to be centered on there but to be tucked in at the back here. I'm not sure at this, no, it's going to go right in there and not around the whole white part. So I'll go ahead and assemble all of this. got the front covered now, and I've taken a little strip which is 2.5 centimeters by 13, and I've put it on here, and then I've got the back covered as well, and I'm just going to lay this on top of this here. And you want to put the front overlapping the back this way so that you don't see the join at the front. I'll glue that down, and then I can add my little spine inside. Now to add my pages in, I've got the 4 actual pages that I cut, and I have cut them off directly down this line, and I've glued 2 together and 2 together, but on this edge here I've left this part open because I find this the easiest way. I've tried this a couple of ways, but because these pages are rather big, this is the easiest way to do this. And then I'm going to add some glue along here and slide this over the top of the page part of the spine there, and then I'll do exactly the same with the next one. So I'll go ahead and add some glue in here, and that will be my pages in. Now I have all the pages glued in, and I've taken the next size of layering die, and I've used my brick red paper again, and I have covered each page with that, and then I'll come back and show you in just a second, but I've covered each page there, and that's me ready to decorate and add all the nice bits and pieces inside. So anyhow, as I was going along, I had a little issue with glue on, not necessarily that one, but I think I've had it on here. So what I did was, I know a couple of people have asked me before about this. You'll know who you are because I'm sure you're watching. But sometimes you can get a little issue with your glue, and some things don't just sit straight here. And I could have just glossed over that or pretended it didn't happen or whatever. But I think I'll just point it out because this might help. What I've done is I've just measured the length of this. Now it's just slightly shorter than 13.5 centimeters. And I have cut a strip of card to match this, which is just slightly under 1 centimeter wide, and I've glued it on there, and I've done that on all the pages. I see I just need to fold that one back again, and that has really tidied that up, and it's really helped the look of it as well. So I'll fix this one now, and then I will have a look and see how I'm going to decorate all these pages, but that's us good to go. For the first page, so that's the one just directly inside the cover there on the left hand side, I've taken this large die and I've cut out some beautiful Speciality paper and put that on the back there. And then I have taken this die with the little piece here with no final end cutting line on it, and I've just laid that on a piece of white card. I'll show you how I've done it. So I've laid it down here and then turned it over and joined up. You can feel when this fits into the grooves again, and I've cut it so I've got myself a little blank that I was able then to just score down the centre and fold that in half, and that would make a lovely little card blank even. It's really nice. But what I've done is I've taken a strip of the card that I've used here, the brick red, and I've just cut it to fit across here. You could make that whatever width you want, but I've cut it and I've added a piece of the Craft Perfect washi tape onto the back, over the front, and I've scored that and folded right across the back there so that that just flips over, and that would then make a little pocket that you could put a photograph or something in, a little tag or whatever. So I haven't got this attached yet, I've just put the washi tape on the back there. And then I thought it would be really nice just to incorporate another die set so that I could use it for embellishments. So I've gone with this one here, which is called Sent with Love Gift Box Die Set. And really what I've done is I've picked out some of the pieces from it, more or less the floral elements, but I've used this one here with the flowers inside. That's two different dies. I've used them together to make this little floral corner piece. So I'll be attaching that into the centre there, and then I have used the plain die for the top and this one together with some more of the paper, and that's the English lace paper that I used on the front there. I'll attach that on there, and then I have used these two large leaf dies here, and this one, and I've glued those together, a little bit of glitter card, and then this is what I do quite often, I just use a hole punch because I didn't want that dimensional and I wanted to move ahead with it without having to wait for crystal drops to dry, so I've just added a little hole punched part to match in there. So I will glue all of this together, and that's my first page. Opposite that then I have layered up some beautiful textured paper there, so that's Speciality paper in two different types and colours, and all of this is beautifully coordinating, I think, and I'm going to add a little waterfall feature onto this one. So I've taken this die and I've cut that out once. Now there's instructions on your packet that will show you how to do this, but you cut this one out once, you'll cut this one out 4 times, and then you'll cut this one out once as well. So this is the large one, and you'll see all these different score lines on it, so just make sure you burnish those really, really well. And then you can thread this one just through the front there, like so, and that then is going to go on here. Now just remember, if you're going to add your tabs on top of this, that you'll want to make sure that the pattern, whether it's patterned paper or even Speciality paper like this, is all going in the proper direction. So if the waterfall feature is coming this way, you'll want this coming this way. If you're then turning it to go this way, where you can actually do that and pull it across the way, you'll want to make sure then that your little patterns are coming down the way and not across the way. So we've threaded that through there, and what we need to do now then is add the little tags on. So I've gone ahead and put beautiful paper on top of those, and I'm just checking which ones I would like on top. So I think the darker one on the bottom there, and what we need to do then is just glue that on here. So I am going to put glue across there. I just don't want to, I want to make sure that it doesn't come right out to that edge and go over the part that I don't want it on. So that one is going on there. Line it up and just make sure that it coordinates perfectly with everything else at the bottom and the sides. Then you'll do the same for the next one. I think we'll, yes, put this grey one in here. So I'll put across there and there, and that will go on there. So you can see this beautiful layered effect that you're going to get from these, but the real nice part of this is how it looks whenever you open it up. So across here, I'll just add some extra on there just to make sure that it's really, really well glued together. The textures of those papers look really, really well together, and I think probably I should have said at the start that I usually go through my stash of papers and pick out as many of them as possible that match really, really well, and set them all on my desk, and then think to myself, am I going to add texture, coloured paper or whatever together? But you want to keep the flow of all those colours the whole way through the book, so that when you open the pages everything matches from this side to this side and it's all perfectly coordinated. So that's why I'm bringing different colours. I've brought this one to match on this side. This coordinates with every page right through it. I'm keeping the English lace here to match with this one. Just generally making sure that everything's coordinated the whole way through, and there again carrying that lovely textured paper there through into this one. Anyhow, that wasn't where I meant to go just right now. There's what we've done. So all you need to do now is add a little piece of ribbon, which I have somewhere here. There it is. And put it through this little fold, a little slit there, sorry. Like that. Just pull it down. Now you can add a little bit of glue on the back of that if you need. And the only piece of this that actually gets glued down is the part on the back here. So it's those two tabs, and they will get glued onto the center there, and that means that everything else can move whenever you pull this tab down. The next two pages then are really simple. So what I've done is I've taken the layering die that's slightly smaller than this one, and I've cut it in half and put it on here to make a pocket, and I've added a strip of glitter card down there just to strengthen that part where you'd be putting your hand in and out. And then I've taken a smaller layering die yet again and put some textured paper on there just to match all of this up. And then I've used the textured paper again, the Speciality paper in white, and cut out myself some leaves and a little flower and a little glitter dot on the centre, and then on this day there. Now I've used this die for the two tags this time, for adding photos or whatever you want onto it, and I've cut it right out to the edge here and then just trimmed it off straight down there, so that has left this little piece here. And I've put washi tape across there. Now because that's a cross glitter card, I had to put some glue down there just first of all, and I trimmed it off flush with the edges, because when you turn that over, if you're going to have a photo or some writing or something on there, you'll not want to see the ends of the washi tape. So I've two of those, and they will go in there just like so. And obviously you can add a lot more, because that's the beauty of having these big pages, is there's room for loads of stuff. And then we'll just move this over and have a look here. Now I thought on this one I just wanted to make something really simple, but to make really good use of such a big page. So I've taken a strip of glitter card, and it measured 5 centimeters. Then I've taken this brick red card and made a strip of that, which is 4.5 centimeters, and these are by 17, just short of 17 actually. It's just the full length of this die cut here. And I made a little band that goes across the centre there. And then I've taken this little die from the die set that I showed you earlier. I've forgotten the name of it, but it will all be down below. And made a little glitter decoration for there. And then I've taken some sugar crystal glitter card and cut a really big photo mat or whatever, just whatever you would be using that for. If you're wanting to put a really nice big photograph on the back of that or whatever, there it is. Lots of space to do that. Or you could write or have lots of people sign it or whatever. Again, thinking of this matching this page, I've put the washi tape down here again and finished this off with the same little tag here, and that just makes really good use of having such a big page. The last two pages then I've come to, so this is the reverse of this page. So I've just used the pieces that I had already cut out and chopped in half, and then I used them on this side and made a pocket, and I made exactly the same little tag there with the washi tape. And to bring that together then I added some washi tape down here. Now washi tape is fantastic. That's the Tonic one there. It came in a little set, and there's actually 3 colours in it. But the one thing about it is, if you're going to be moving things about over the top of it, it is repositionable in its normal state, so I would add just a tiny bit of glue at the top and bottom and then push that down, and especially on the glitter card as well. I actually may have said that before, I'm not sure, but it does no harm to repeat it. Now, for my last page then, I have taken this die and I've cut that out I've cut it out 6 times, but on 3 of them I've cut right to the top here, and then there's no cutting line as you can see there, but I have, I'll just show you here, cut it off just at that score line, or at the end of where that die is. and then I have created my own little score line on my scoreboard and folded that over. So I've done that on 3 of them, and on the other 3 I have chopped it off just inside that score line, so just inside where this metal edge is here. And that is because when I folded this one over, I want the top side of this facing, and I don't want it coming down at the bottom, so sticking out here. So that's why I've taken just a slight little sliver off the top, and then I'm going to just put some glue on there on the inside of that, and pop the right side facing in there and hold those together, and then a little bit of washi tape, and then that's my little flap over part for another photograph or whatever inside. So you could obviously put a photograph or notes or whatever on the top of that. I've made 3 of them, and I've put again washi tape because I just seem to be enjoying it this time, and it tied in well with this. I have put a strip of it down the centre, and then just to both sides. I measured it sort of where it would be in the middle of these, and I've put this little flap over part in the centre with my heart paper on top, and then the English lace paper on this one. And these are the little die cut sentiments that had the debossed part on them. I'll see if I can show you one here. So these show up really well in mirror card. So I've just staggered these slightly, the centre one slightly higher than the other 2, and I'm going to get that one level with this. But I've taken some of the lovely English lace paper, again the Speciality paper, and I'm putting that on top of this. And that's it. So the book itself, this one is, as I say, the largest size. It measures 25.5 centimetres this way by 17.5 this way, and that's a really good sized book. And you could of course add loads more pages in there. You could use even bigger mats and layers and much bigger pockets and things than I've used, but I have really just enjoyed putting that one together. I've come back to the front cover here, and from this die set that I've been using for my embellishments, I've cut 2 of these leaves again, and I just think that would be really nice if I popped those in there. In total contrast to the biggest memory book that the die set made, I thought I'd go ahead and make the smallest one that was possible. So I've made this tiny little book, and I'll just measure it here. It is just over 8, it's about 8.25 wide centimetres that is, and 6.5 the other way. And I have cut this out. It's basically the same sort of idea as what I've done in this bigger book, but this time I cut the piece out for the die, the spine, so that's this piece, but before I sort of glued it all together, I cut it to fit here. So I just trimmed it off right across where that would be, and I glued that in and assembled the actual spine and the book in the same way as before, gluing the front 2 and the back together, overlapping, putting the spine in the centre, and then gluing the pages together and sliding them over the little part of the spine there. But I've used the Mariposa Moments paper pad, and it's a 12 by 12 with quite a lot of big patterns in it, but I cut it down, and I'm actually really happy with it. A little bit of silver just helps there too, because that lifts it a little bit, and the silver just looks really well. This one says "Believe in Yourself." I've put it on there, and I have cut the little butterfly out and raised that up. So on the first page here, what I've done is I have actually covered every page with the matching paper, the Mariposa Moments. So I have used, this was actually the die that I used to make the whole album. This is the one, the layering one, then the next size down that I've used to cut all the layers for these pages, and every one of them has been covered in Mariposa Moments paper with that dye. And then I have taken strips of paper, card or whatever. I've used this one quite a bit through it as well. And then I have taken the little tag one. So I've used that one for the tags and this one to decorate those. And I'll just explain each page briefly. So I have taken a strip of white card down here, and I have used some of this washi tape from Tonic, that's Craft Perfect, and I've picked out this floral one, and it goes really well with this, but I wanted to show it off with the white in behind. Now washi tape is perfect for stuff like this because it means you don't have to actually trim a strip, you just stick it onto the white card, tuck it round, and then glue in at the back there, top and bottom. So I've done that, and again used these two little tag dies to make this little tag and put some ribbon in there, and that one just goes in there like so. And on this page then I have cut this one out. I've chopped it, taken the top part off, put washi tape across the top just to strengthen it there, and then that way your tag will just fit in there, or whatever you want to put in there. Also, when I assembled these two pages, I left the top open and I didn't glue it together, so I was able to put another little tag down in there. Now on this page then, I've just taken a strip of white card. Then I have used the little die that I used on the front of my other album, and I threaded it through there and put it across, and then my tag just slips down in behind there. And in much the same way as I've used this one across here, instead of cutting it across the way, I've cut it down the way and put it in, and we've got another little pocket here. And then here I've done the same, so I've used the reverse of this one on here, and then you can put your whatever you want in there, a little tag or a little photo. And on the back one then I thought I would combine both of these ideas together, so I have the little strip of white card like on the front with the washi tape over that. But then I've also put a narrower strip of white this time, just so that I didn't hide all of the washi tape, and then this little silver one again, and that gives me a lovely little finish off to the back of the album. So I hope you like that. I've put patterned paper on here and also on the back, and I thought that was a very good way of just showing off what you could do with this die set. So whatever way you like to call that, little and large, or from the sublime to the ridiculous, one way or the other, but yeah, you can see the scope of that die set, and you can also see how many other ways you can incorporate loads and loads of the other die sets you've already got. Don't forget about those ones, because you need to use those up and, you know, do things like this and add floral elements and all sorts of things in, and lovely papers as well. I left those aside for a little while, as I usually do, just to see if there's anything else I think I should add in. So I have taken this, and it's from one of the Loaded Pockets die sets, and made that lovely tassel in the same colour. And you can see there on the spine where I've just added a piece of the same brick red card over, and this little heart is from this die set, the actual memory book die set here. So I've put that on, and some silver around the top of it, and a little piece of ribbon, and then that ties in with these leaves and all the rest of that on that one. And on this one here then I've added some crystal glaze, I hope you can just catch it, on that little butterfly, because I wanted the wings to sit up even if I had them folded up and something was set on top of it or whatever, they would have flattened back down again. But whenever I just moved them slightly upwards and then put the crystal glaze on the top, that sort of kept it in place there, and I think you can catch that there, but it's really beautiful, and a couple of little diamantes on there. Now, just before I go, I want to give you a quick flick through one that I've made for a blog post. So I'll have the links down below where you can see that on my blog, but I have used this die set, I think you can see it there. This is on my magnetic stand, so I have to fold it down flat to get it into the camera here. So it's this one that I've used, and I've made a smaller book this time, so it's a kind of medium size. And here it is. So this one is 16 centimeters by 13 3/4, and there it is, just to show you the size in relation to the other two that I've made. So that's that one, and that's the tiny one. So this is a medium-sized one, and I'll give you a little quick flick through it. This time I've used the 12 by 12 Beautiful Memories paper pack, and although it's 12 by 12 with rather large patterns on it, what I've done is cut it down and used it for some of the tags and things. I've fussy cut some and added it onto pockets and things here, but I'm not going to go through this in great detail because the step-by-step photographs and tutorial are all on the blog, and as I say, that will be over there and the link will be down below. But I wanted to give you a little look because not only is it a different size, but it's different colours, different everything, so I wanted to add the waterfall into that, of course, too, just for the blog post. But there you are, and well, I enjoyed that, and I hope you do too. So thank you very, very much for watching, especially if you've watched right through to the end, because this was quite a marathon session. So I do appreciate your company, and I do appreciate you watching. And don't forget, I did say at the beginning, but don't forget, if you have enjoyed the video, give it a little thumbs up. That always helps me. And also, don't forget, if you haven't already, I'd really love you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see everything that's coming up next. There are more birthday launches. I'm not sure whether this will be the first one or the last one or whatever, but there are others. I'll link them in at the end of this video as well. And enjoy, and thanks again very, very much. See you soon. Bye bye.